guys. This is Meghna, and in today's video we are going to talk about a very serious thing, a very important thing, and it is related with EIP, Environment Impact Assessments. And but before coming to the point, let me ask you a question. So India, a very rich country, a country full of trees, a country full of animals, a country full of birds, a country so rich in its wildlife, a country so rich in its nature, a country with a super duper awesome climate, a country with a good environment. But can we say the same thing with the same pride after 30 years, or let's say after 20 years? I guess no. Definitely, in the recent decades, India's climate is changing. Also, it is getting polluted day by day. It is definitely not a good sign, and it is going to be worse in the next 10 to 20 years. So, it's for a time that we try to save the environment, and let's try to save pollution. Let's try to reduce pollution. So, and yes, one more important fact is that 6 out of the 10 most polluted cities are in India. Yes, 6 out of the 10 most polluted cities of the world are in India. Uh, you know the reason? Well, one of the most important reason is, of course, we ourselves, we humans are the reasons, as everyone tells, but my answer is a bit different. One of the most important reason is coal. It is related with most of the pollution because once you mine coal, you don't only get coal with it, you get free products with it. You get air pollution with it. You want to know how? Because when you dig out coal, we clear all the forests above it, so we cut down the trees. And if in case of water pollution, so coal is used in generating electricity, and the residue left after the generation of coal, it is known as fly ash. This fly ash is then sent to Bangladesh, where they make cement with it. So well, we send this fly ash to Bangladesh via ships, and most of the ships sink. And this fly ash is a very toxic. It is very toxic, and it is making our Ganga river polluted. Yes, it is the reason, and many other reasons. So we must stop pollution. We must care for the environment, because it will be the one, it will be us who will suffer, not others. If we care for it, it is for our benefit, and if I'm making it polluted more and more, then it is for us. So now coming to one of the most important points, that is, as I mentioned, EIA 2020. So it is environment impact assessment 2020. So starting from the Baghjan fire till the visas gas leak in Vishakhapatnam. I guess I don't have to make you count the number of people who have lost their lives in these disasters. Talking about Baghjan, almost 1600 families have been displaced, and the oil well thinks that they would give a compensation of 30,000 of rupees 30,000 to each family, and it is enough. But it is not, right? It is definitely not. But why are these cases happening in India? Let's take a look. So, after in 1984, after the Bhopal tragedy, the Indian government realized that the environmental laws which are in India are not enough. We need more strong laws to protect the environment in India. Therefore, in 1986, they passed the Environment Protection Act, and there are many laws in it. And the point which is in controversial today, that is EIA, that is as I mentioned before also, Environment Impact Assessment. It is a part of it. It is a process in which we see the effects of a particular thing. Let's suppose we are placing a coal mine in it in our locality, so we will see the positive impacts of it and the negative impacts of it on our environment, and so on. So what is happening now is that the government is trying to renew it. It is trying to give some more things in it. It is trying to add something. So it is a draft and it is not a law till yet. They are giving us time till 11th August to give our public opinions, and it is not a law yet. So according to many experts, it is not beneficial. It is not at all beneficial, but it is a way more dangerous. It is a way more dangerous for our environment, for our India's future. So let's know how. So let's suppose I'm about to set up a coal mine in this area. Okay, so first of all, what will I do? I will first choose the site. Site selection would be done. I will choose a nice site. Then after that, I have to conduct EIA to see the impacts of it. Then I have to apply for no objection certificate, then public hearing. And after this report would be sent to a ministry where the experts will judge whether I can set up the coal mine or not. Well, it seems very simple, right? Of course, when I read it for the first time, it seemed so simple to me, but it is not. Many suppose in this process we try to take out the positive impacts of it and try to decrease the negative impacts of it as far as possible, and just in case if the negative impacts are more, then this project won't get clearance, and they won't get clearance, they won't get environmental clearance. But there are many get oil wells, and there are many coal wells and many things that are functioning without the government, without the clearance thing. For example, the gas leak in Vishakhapatnam, the thing from where it originated, it didn't have clearance. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons, and it was just a warning. The things could be even more worse than that. So as I was telling, it will be done. So, and also sometimes you can make fake reports, so implementation is very it is in danger. We don't give much impact on it, and so it is. Now if we so I'm sorry, so now coming to the now why it is being controversial actually. So there are a set of techniques, a set of controversial topics in the recent 2020 draft. So let's check the most controversial topics. So this draft was given out by the government on March, and it is almost 80 pages long. And now let's come, after telling the points I will tell you why I'm telling this also. First is so the first reason is post facto clearance. So if a project operates without any environmental clearance, then it is not a big deal. You can set up your coal mine without environmental clearance. You can cut off the whole forest, but it is not a big deal now, according to the post facto clearance. Although the Supreme Court had said that it is not a good idea and it should not be made a law. So as I mentioned before, the Vishakhapatnam gas leak. So just imagine if this draft becomes a law, if this post facto clearance becomes a law, then what would be the circumstances? Because we have already seen one thing, and if this becomes a law, then the Vishakhapatnam gas leak, it would be completely legal. Without any clearance, setting up projects would be completely legal. And also one more thing is that public hearing is reduced to 20 days. Before it was 30 days, but now it is 20 days. And so I'm doing this video in such a hurry. Actually, I was working on rape cases and also on the new education policy, but I thought this is a way much more important than those. And because we have the deadline till 11th of August, and we must protest, we must do something, or else we will be in trouble. Actually, I guess you are not having any, you are thinking this will be normal, but the last point is gonna shock you. Back to the point, let's imagine a dam is being constructed and its construction would take almost 6 to 7 years. But the people living in that locality are given only 20 days now. Earlier it was 30 days to think whether they would have any problem regarding that, or whether it would be accessible to the people. I think that even 30 days are too less for a project which should be completed in 6 or 7 years. But now it has been reduced to 20 days. Next is exemptions from public participation. That is, well, let me give an example. I'm a thief, I did robbery. But now the public has no right to say so. You cannot accuse me of robbery. I, the thief myself, have to surrender myself, or any of the government officials can say. If this would be a case, then how would be the situation? Well, the same is going to happen if this thing becomes a law. Suppose there's a coal mine in your area and they have cleared the entire forest, then you cannot ask why they are doing so. uh, uh, you cannot point out. Even if anything is wrong, the public cannot point out, but the government or the establisher has to point it out. And next is consumption, that is strategic exemptions. So in simple language, there is a coal mine, and since the India doesn't take public hearing in a case if it is related with national security. So there's a coal mine and you want to know the information about it, but the government can deny, they can refuse to give you the information giving the name of a strategy. They can tell it to be a strategy, they can tell the coal mine to be any kind of strategy, and they can deny giving you the information. And last one, it is the most dangerous one, and it is the worst one, and it is the reason for most of the conflicts happening now, and I think we should protest too. There's a link, there's an email ID, it will be showcased somewhere, and you can convey your thinking to the government through there. So yes, that is the border area. Border area actually means within 100 kilometers from the line of actual control of the bordering countries of India. So if this becomes a law, then the entire northeast would be helpless, because almost many countries are surrounding the northeast, and 100 kilometers is a very long, is a very great distance. So if it says 100 kilometers from LAC of every bordering country, then the entire northeast would be helpless. So in this law, if the government cuts down all the trees and they make flyovers, they cut down all the trees to make coal mines, they cut down all the trees to make oil wells, or they do anything with the environment to make anything, then we the people won't have any right to say so. And I strongly oppose this. Because Assam. Assam's wealth lies in its trees, its birds, its wildlife. And if we're going to cut the trees, of course, we won't suffer alone. The entire country, the entire world is going to suffer one day due to this pollution. It is high time we give our best in reducing this pollution. We do anything to stop this global warming, we do anything to stop this pollution. It's high time, and it was a reason for saying all those cool things. And although it's not much related to this case, so yes, Assam's wealth is, and it is a northeast, it is a very ecological ecological area. I mean, it is full of plenty of trees with many medicinal purposes, and the air here is fresher than many of the other states of India as estimated. And it would be it would definitely be wrong to cut down nature, to destroy nature for something which is not so required. Of course, we do need highways, we do need good roads, we do need money. Our economy does need to grow, but not through this way of destroying nature just at some useless things. Because to achieve a short-term success, we have to pay a long-term cost. Yes, because we are going to get money, the economy is going to rise, of course, but it would be worth only if we leave, right? For living we need air, which is being purified by trees. uh, if I now go on telling the trees, I think this video would be more than 2 or 3 days long if I tell all the uses. So yeah, it's better that this thing should be stopped. It is what I think as a teenager. Of course the government is implementing this, so yeah, there may be some positive strategies too, but as far I have searched, I can say that now it's now it's now it's 5:54 p.m. And today is 3rd August. I spent the whole day from 9:30. I spent the whole day searching for this information, and I didn't get a single video making positive reviews about it. And after a while, I too thought this is my own review, and I don't think it is going to have any positive impact on us, according to me. And yes, we cannot let Assam's nature fall down. We have to protect the environment. We have to save our environment. So guys, it's high time do something. The link will be displayed in the screen. Raise your voices in social media platforms, whether it be whatever, Twitter or the email ID I'm giving below. Since we have it is a very less time, only till 11th August, and we surely do need to do something. So yes, be serious and do something as fast as possible. That's all. Sorry if I have spoken a little fast this video, but yeah, actually I speak fast when I'm tensed or something like that, and I think this is really a matter of worries. It is something that we should be tensed. We surely should be tensed, and that's all. Thank you for watching my video, and yeah, um, do share it. And I have never asked for likes or subscriptions in my videos, but I had asked to share my first video because I thought it should be shared, and I do ask you to share this video as well, for Assam, for our wildlife, for our future generations, for India, for the environment, for Mother Earth. Do share. Thank you.